Hi everybody. We're gonna wait for a few people to come on. We're here at MasterSpas Facebook Live. Can we get a sound check, and whoever's watching, just say hi and let us know where you're watching from. We've got just a couple people so far.
Tell them about our noisy neighbors all day, like the air compressor is on again.
So yes, we have noisy neighbors today, so we apologize for any extra noises. Hello. Thanks, Connie. Sound is good.
And hopefully they won't witness me freak out at the neighbors.
All right, we've got 10 people. Where is everybody watching from? We'll let a couple more people come on while we're waiting. Just another minute and then we'll get started. Hi, Lisa. Let's see. Cincinnati. Hi, Chris. I've owned 15D for 2 years in Oklahoma. Awesome. Thanks, Ed. Hi, John. Sounds great in sunny Florida. How nice. That's Lisa. Missouri, the Villages, Fort Wayne, Hawaii. I would like to be there right now. Thanks for watching, Joanne.
You are going to Florida soon.
Yes, I know, but still. I would much rather be sunny. All right, so we've got several people on now. Ohio. We are going to be talking about how we're hoping spring is almost here and what you need to do to get your yard ready for a hot tub or a swim spa. Now is the time to really start thinking about that. If you want a hot tub or swim spa for spring or summer, for swim spas, definitely. If you're looking to have one all summer, you want to get ready now. You want to start looking at events that have them on display. If you need to see it, now is the time.
Yeah, if they have to be ordered.
Yeah, if it's not something that's in stock, you know, we need that time to build an order, ship it to your local dealer, and get it to you in time for summer. So just some things that you want to think about when you're getting your yard ready is which product are you wanting? Do you want a hot tub? Do you want a swim spa? How much space do you have? And you know, where are you thinking of putting it? All of those things are things to start thinking about as you get your yard ready and you start planning for a new hot tub or swim spa. Hold on, we've got some comments here. I'm just going to start looking. So, hello from Indiana. Hi, Susan. Texas. Kutztown. Texas. All right. Awesome. So if you have any questions about this as we're going, just shoot them on here and we will respond. And we'll also answer questions that people have submitted prior to. Really quickly, while I'm thinking about it, and Lisa just posted it, we will be posting, you will be getting emails with the links to the weeks 9 and 10.
That was confusing, right?
It was confusing. We messed up. You'll see on the board, we called it 8 and 9, but we had already done 8.
And we just pre-filmed
Yes.
the last one. I was like, oh, what week is this?
Yes. So these 2 weeks, 10, 9, and 10, they're going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
So get ready for that. It's going to be a little bit of like a step up from what we did in 7 and 8.
It's getting confusing.
Yes. So be ready for some good challenge in these next coming weeks for 9 and 10. And then we only have 2 more weeks after that, and our 15 90-day challenge will be done. We're hoping everyone's having a great time. Submit your videos. Let us know if you have any questions about that. So in the meantime, things to consider now that it's spring and you're getting ready for your new hot tub or swim spa. Most of our hot tubs and swim spas are going to require 240 volts for electrical. So that's something that you're going to want to think about and plan for. Most of our hot tubs are going to be 50 amps, and most of our swim spas are 50 amps unless you're going to go with a dual temperature swim spa, or if you need that Michael Phelps swim spa, that crazy power of the Michael Phelps, and those need 100 plus, depending on which one you're looking at. If you are in a place where there's an expo going on by your local dealer, get to that expo, start looking at what you're wanting. The expos are a really great place to see lots of different products, to get some really great rebates as well. Or, contact your local dealer and go into their showroom to see what they've got available. Hold on, we've got some more questions here. Oh, awesome, Rosemary. She got her H2X15D. We've got lots of people on today. Awesome. Tennessee. All right. Ed says, how thick of concrete if level ground? I already have mine installed 6 inches to 16 inches to get level. I'm not sure what you mean there.
How thick concrete level? I already have mine installed 6. I'm sort of thinking, Ed, do you mean like the ground wasn't level, so on the thinnest part of your slab is 6 inches, and then maybe tapers to 16? That 16 is a lot of cement.
Yeah. But, we recommend for a swim spa, 6 if you're pouring a new pad. 4 is okay for a hot tub of concrete.
If that were the situation, actually, that's something I don't think we've ever talked about that. So if there's a little bit of a slope,
yeah,
and you're not digging down, you would just kind of frame that out and you would pour, and some of the slab would be thicker.
Right.
As long as the thinnest was, as long as the thinnest was 6 inches, you'd be fine to do that. And that is, you could park a aircraft carrier on that. 16 inches.
All right. So yeah, that is something to consider, is your base,
actually,
your foundation.
Let's talk about temperature for pouring concrete.
Okay. Yep. Ben, go ahead.
So for pouring concrete, it doesn't matter, hot tub, swim spa, doesn't matter. In your cold climates, like right here, what today was actually 40, but
yeah,
figure you're in your 30s in your cold climates, although it's March already. So we're hopeful that we'll have early spring. But if it's still really cold, you got to be careful pouring the cement in that. You're going to have some issues with that curing properly. There are additives they can put in there to make it cure in colder temperatures, but even still, your 30 degrees, and south of that is really cold for pouring cement. Most contractors in the Northeast where we live, they like, to wait until April and start to get that 50 degrees and up before they pour. That's not to say it can't be done. I've seen some crazy stuff done. I've seen a tent with heaters to make 60 degrees. Yeah, 60 degrees to pour if time was a concern, but that is a significant expense to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we really recommend that. It's probably not necessary.
So this is just another reason why you really want to start thinking about what you're going to do in your yard and
get on that schedule.
Get on the schedule for sure. So you want to contact an electrician, contact either a landscaper who can pour concrete or a contractor. And for swim spas, we definitely do recommend a concrete pad. You can use easy pads, which are the thick plastic pads that can be laid down for the swim spa to be installed on, as long as you have a nice area that is leveled out and flattened out on the earth. You want to get rid of the grass, and then they can place those easy pads down. That can also be used for a hot tub. Hot tub can also be placed on pavers as long as they're done really well, with a nice thick bed of stone and sand underneath with the pavers on top. So just some things that you want to start thinking about as you're preparing for making your yard a nice oasis for the spring and summer coming up. I'm just gonna pardon my hand and head here. We've got some more.
Yeah, they've seen plenty of my head.
Yes. I bought an underwater heavy punching bag. Awesome.
We have it here.
Yep, we've tried that.
We have it here for testing.
It works. We found when we tested it, it works best without tethering it to anything, if that helps. But maybe one time we'll do a video on that. Okay, Rosemary, any suggestions about filling the swim spa for the first time?
Oh.
Get your hose in there and go.
In the filter.
Yes, put your hose in the filter. If you are on well water, if you're using well water to fill that, you may need to use a sequestering agent initially, which you should have directions from your dealer on how to take care of the water. So if you have a lot of metal in your water, you may need to use that. A lot of city water doesn't have that, but some do. So if you know that you have, what is it, hard water?
Yep.
You may need to use like a metal out or a sequestering agent when you initially fill it. Sure. But fill it, get your temperature up, and start using your awesome swim spa. That's exciting, Rosemary. Let us know if you have any other questions. All right.
You know, on the well, there's like on our well at my house, I don't fill the swim spa. I have a pool company come because it's not because of the water. I splashed it. It's not because of the quality of the water, although it's not super great. It is very hard. I don't want to put that much demand on our well.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. You know, it's not worth.
Especially for a swim spa.
Yeah, it's not exactly. It's specifically for a swim spa. A hot tub, I wouldn't be so concerned about unless it was a LSX 900 or a Balance 9 or something massive like that. I'd probably still do that. But it's not worth destroying a well pump for one fill on a swim spa when for $200 give or take, depending on where you're at, pool company will come by on their way to somewhere else and put 1,900 gallons in there in 2 seconds.
Yeah, and I was just saying, it's so fast.
So fast. I mean, it fills. Mary, I think have you ever been there when they filled?
No, but I watched the video that
or
you
Daytona.
had.
You were there in Daytona.
Oh yeah,
that was the same. It filled.
Yeah.
That was a Challenger 18 Pro.
So much faster than
and it filled in 5 minutes,
Yeah.
10 minutes. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So I would do that if you have a well. But
So again, if you are planning a swim spa and you have a well, another thing to think about is, your water situation and maybe scheduling a water delivery. Because it is a lot of water and it is a demand on you.
The other thing that we get all the time is if you have city water, is the bill going to be so big that it's worth it to do a pool water company and deliver it? And it's not. There's no way that will be less expensive than filling it. If you have city water, use city water.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So a couple of things that you want to also think about on top of everything that we've already mentioned is the space in your yard. So do you have access to get where the hot tub or swim spa is going? Is it something that you might need to get a crane to deliver it, or can you open up some fencing? You want to just think about that. A lot of times a swim spa is delivered on a flatbed trailer behind a pickup truck. So they really want to be able to drive into your yard to get as close as you can to the pad where they're placing the swim spa. So if you have fencing or you have some spacing requirements or restrictions, you might want to consider talking to your dealer about the necessity of a crane or some other type of equipment to get that swim spa in. Another thing that you want to plan ahead of time for, just in case. With hot tubs, it's a lot easier to get hot tubs in because they can go most hot tubs can go in on their side and they're using some type of dolly to move that in. But you want to make sure that you've got a good 42 inches of an opening so that they can do that on its side. Anything else that we need to consider for that?
thought for a second. I'm like scatterbrained. I'm hungry. There was one thought I had on the install. You know what? I do have on the crane. People freak out about the crane. Don't freak out about the crane. This is what we both, Lisa, we were like, what did Lisa say?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, what don't we think about the 900? It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
but we can go back to that in a second. Let Ben finish his thought on the crane.
Yeah, Kenny, crane, you know, we've had them tear the most expensive crane ever. Do you remember where it was?
In, what was it? Glastonbury?
No. Most expensive crane we ever saw.
Oh, in Hawaii.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
$5,600. And that was years ago. So now it's probably $50,000.
Joanne, hopefully you have a swim spa that didn't need a crane.
She's probably like vomiting in the trash can right now. Don't. Okay, so we see crane prices all over. You want 3 prices, and you want to talk to your dealer because they probably have a deal with a crane operator like Ohio.
Yeah.
In Ohio, Leisure Time, they have an awesome crane, an awesome situation with them. And you know, in places you wouldn't even expect it, like believe it or not, we're in Connecticut. I needed a crane for my house. Don't be scared. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
If it's if it's more than $2,000, start checking prices unless it's a massive crane.
Yeah.
But
and they just keep in mind that along with everything else, they have gone up.
Sure.
Somewhat in the past couple of years. So just like hot tub and swim spa prices have gone up because of freight and materials and all of that. You know,
everything related.
Everything
gas,
related is going to go
diesel,
up too.
You know, cost of equipment, maintenance.
But obviously not crazily. But just keep that in mind. If you looked a couple years ago and you're looking again, there might be a difference.
Yeah, it'll be a few $100 more now.
Yeah.
But again, don't freak out. Just do it. And if you need a crane for safety purposes, just do it. On most swim spas, and I say this, actually my crane bid is over $6,000 in McKinney, Texas.
Look for another crane.
Get another crane.
Yeah, get
Absolutely.
another quote on that.
I don't even know what to say to that. That's crazy. That's crazy talk, Joanne. Let's get a few more quotes on that.
Yeah.
Unless it's like one of those cranes that comes in pieces and it's got a crew
Or it's like a huge
something,
crane,
yes.
maybe.
But the huge ones come in pieces.
Yeah.
That one in Hawaii was pieces.
Yeah.
So, but that was a few years ago. So maybe it is something that big. But Texas has usually got plenty of space in between houses and stuff like that. Joanne, check that again, please. If you want to send us a message, if you need some help with anything, send us a message. We'll see if we can help. All right.
Can swim spas be moved with any other method than cranes if you have 7 feet between the fence posts?
All
So
right. I was just going to talk about this.
okay, go ahead.
So most dealers will not turn a swim spa on its side. And it's not because they're lazy, it's because it's dangerous. Okay, it's one thing to do it in a controlled shop or at the factory when they're loading up containers for Europe or overseas shipping, because all swim spas that ship overseas ship sideways in a container flat. The hinges of the container doors actually block it from going in. So it's just not safe. Some dealers will do once in a while, depends, you can ask them that. Most are going to say no, okay? It's not safe, and we don't want anyone getting hurt. It's just not worth it.
And we don't want to damage the swim
Absolutely.
spa delivering it.
You went all that way to get the swim spa, and then something happens. You don't want to do that. So I could have installed mine if I got more people and rolled it across the deck. I had a finished deck, and it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
I didn't want anyone to get hurt. I wanted it to be fun. We sat there drinking coffee,
Right, yeah.
There's videos of us sitting there drinking coffee like, oh my God, it's already in. 2 seconds, just nice like that. Did you see Kenny's? So Joanne, you'll see Kenny here had a $5,000 bid and a $1,600 bid. That's exactly what we're talking about. Kenny, good for you.
Yeah.
Good due diligence.
Due diligence is right.
Because the 5,000 bid, he's either bringing a crane so massive that's unnecessary, or he's just trying to hurt you, or he doesn't want your business and he's just throwing the no matter what, I'll have to do it number out there, which happens.
And like Sean said, some situations are going to warrant more expensive cranes, just
And you
depending
know what?
on your situation.
In Vancouver, you have the terrain there is hilly.
Yeah.
You could have big cranes there, right, Sean? I'm sure they're big. We have been to Vancouver one time.
Yeah.
That was a few years ago.
Yeah.
But I remember the cranes being significant, but the reaches had to be big. The cranes were big. So we did deal with that when we were there years ago.
And then just talking about the fencing, sometimes it may be worth talking to your fencing company to see if they can remove a portion of your fencing or a post or something. If you're getting a really crazy crane cost and your other option is to remove some fencing, you may want to remove that.
Taking a post out is always cheaper than any crane,
Right.
no matter what. And actually, you've heard me say this before too, Mayor. If you have to take out, so you have typically 6-foot fence sections. So if you take out one post and 2 sections, like say on a vinyl fence, most of the time they're 6-foot sections. Once in a while you'll see 8-foot, but not really. But even still, 8 feet's probably not enough if you just take the fence apart. But let's say you take out one post. Let me make a suggestion. So I'm not saying put a gate in because you're going to need it again when? In another 18 years? Who cares? But what they can do is when they take that post out that's probably embedded. So inside that vinyl post you have, I don't know if you knew this, Mayor. You have a 4x4 that's wood down in the cement, and then it's a sleeve that comes over the top. That's the vinyl post. What they can do is
remove the sleeve.
Well, they can remove everything, but when they put the post back in, they can form it, put the cement in there, put the pole down in there, let it start to seal up, and then wiggle it out so that fence post is in the future is removable.
Oh,
so that's
good
what
idea.
That's what you want to do. So down the road, if you have a shed, let's say your swim spa's already in, so it's not our problem what you're doing. But you say, hey, you know what? I got a deal on this shed. I always wanted a she shed or a he shed or a lawnmower shed or whatever you want, a kitchen, an outdoor portable kitchen to go next to the swim spa because they make crazy stuff. A miniature house, you take that post right out and 2 sections come out and you have 12 feet.
Yeah.
Which anything will get through 12 feet because nothing can be 12 feet wide and get down the road. So if you have 12-foot opening, unless you're bringing, something that's illegal to move down the road, it'll go through that hole.
Yeah.
So that is our pro tip of the day.
Okay, awesome. All right, let's see here. 15 deep on its side, 12 guys. They said never again. Yeah.
Who said that?
Ed.
Yeah, Ed.
Ed, I don't know where you live, but I can tell you in all the places that I've worked, the answer was no.
I've seen it one. I have seen a 19 one time.
Wow.
Ed, where do you live? You don't have to say the dealer, just where do you live, because we'll know.
Yeah.
I'm curious. They said never again. It's so terrible. It's one thing if you have forklifts, like picture doing it in here. Right, yeah. We have cement floor. Everything is level. You have forklifts. You can, do it slope on a pitched yard with grass and bumps and.
Jeez.
It's dangerous. It's probably not worth it.
Yeah.
I'd love to know who that was, Ed. That would be funny.
And yeah, Rodney, just to go back to the 900, it is the craziest hot tub we've ever seen. It's amazing. It is like just a dream. You tell them your favorite seat for the 900. I know it's the same as mine. So my favorite seat is that extreme back therapy seat that has the extreme jets all down your back. 500
jets in it.
And then you can divert it to the 2 big side jets, and it creates a whirlpool seat, which is going to give you indirect therapy, or you can split it so you can get a little bit of both. But when you sit there and then you reach your feet out into the foot jets, it's just complete whole body amazingness.
Yeah.
So
honestly, it's completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
That seat is absurd.
So we love it. It's pretty cool. I think Lisa loves it too.
I'm sure she's smiling going, yeah, that's my seat.
All right. Any other questions about preparing your yard?
Do you want to get... I love the extreme seat and the seat with the neck. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they're so strong in that tub.
Ed lives in Oklahoma.
Okay, we know who that is.
We're working on a warranty if it replaces it. Crane. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. It's so difficult to do in the field.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
12 guys, is that what we said?
Yes. I'm going to grab, we have some questions that came in.
Actually, we have a lot of questions. So I want to reiterate. If you want a swim spa for this year for April, you need something that's in stock, you are late. If you are going to order something and want it for summertime, you are in June at the fastest on an order. We're cranking, but now this is when everything ramps up. So in January, you get a few people thinking ahead, and they'll get their products on order so that they're easily slid in for May, maybe April, and get them done. If you're ordering now and you want it for April or May on a brand new order, it's not going to probably make it, okay? Unless there's something that I can't comment on that. Maybe, but probably not. So you need something that's in stock now. If it's go time. So what ends up happening is we always ramp up, and then springtime, everyone wants their summer
Right,
products. Yeah. So they get crazy then, and it's actually too late. If you wait till April and you want it, in June, and it has to be ordered, you're not getting it. You need to get to the party now, or when the music stops, there won't be a chair for you.
Right, yeah.
Okay? So it's go time now.
And that, swim spas and hot tubs are amazing. And MasterSpas, they are year-round. So having one in your yard, that you can use all year round, you can swim in your swim spa all year round. They're really great. So start looking, get to an event, go to your local dealer, and get your product now.
Actually, we have. So here have we done a live from our 7.2?
I don't think.
We have a 7.2 here, a Twilight 7.2 here also. It's dry right now. Our travel's been so crazy, and the next month is really crazy. God only knows where we'll be filming from, but we're both ready to fill it back up. We're sort of miss it. So we've got the swim spa. Yes, I fully realize that we are completely spoiled.
Yes.
Get it? We get that.
We're lucky.
Yep.
All right, so I'm just reading these questions off my phone. The first question, this is a perfect question for this topic today. It's from Troy in California.
It's on you.
What are the costs compared to putting in a lap pool, and what are the advantages? So I don't really know the costs in California for a lap pool, but I can tell you we have heard anything from $80,000 to $150,000 to install an in-ground pool.
Oh yeah.
Here in the
Northeast. and that's not super. Now, does he mean a 25-meter pool?
Right. That's what I'm not really
right.
sure.
So I mean, you are talking. You won't get a contractor. A pool builder won't come out right now with a machine to dig for probably less than 80 as day one.
Yeah.
It's just insane, and they're busy as heck.
And so just to talk about some of the advantages, the difference between a pool and a swim spa are maintenance. Taking care of a swim spa is much easier than a pool. You're not vacuuming your pool every day. You're not backwashing.
Swim spa.
Swim spa. You're not skimming out stuff all the time.
Rainwater, messing up your chemicals.
Right. So
snakes in the
yes,
dead animals.
Yeah. Another thing is, I know depending on where you're living in California, we live in the Northeast. We have maybe a 3 to some people push it to 4 months of a swim season. This is year round. A swim spot is all year round. You're swimming, you're exercising, and your kids are hanging out on Christmas in the swim spa. Totally different. It's fully insulated. MasterSpas use the most efficient insulation we can get. Your cover is a snow load cover. Just so many advantages. But to me, just having it be the temperature that you really like.
Absolutely.
So that you get in even when you're not really motivated to get in. If it was cold water, there would be no way I was getting in the wintertime.
Unless Kevin makes us.
Right, which we've had to do before. But Troy, just honestly, I would say that the overall cost is going to be a lot less, and your maintenance is going to be a lot easier, and your efficiency is much more.
I mean, personally, I prefer the swim.
Oh yeah.
Never having, you know what I mean? Because most people aren't going to do a 25-meter lap pool. Most people. I don't know what kind of space he's got there. Yeah. But in California, Mary, they measure yard lots in square footage, not acres.
Yeah.
So that'll tell you all you need to know about those yards.
This made me think of something. Someone asked me a question just recently, and it's something to think about when you're planning where you're going to put a swim spa or a hot tub, you may need to check where your property's setbacks are. And setbacks are, you might be able to explain a little bit more. I might have messed up when I was telling him what setbacks are, but basically
You probably didn't.
the distance of where you can put something on your property so that your neighbors still have space. So you're not like right up against your property line where, you know, your neighbors are right there. So
And
you
it-
need
and
it, usually it's about what, 10 feet?
It depends. It totally
Right.
depends on. I mean, in your like beach, want me to talk about
Sure,
that?
yeah. But this was a question that comes up a lot.
So setbacks, exactly like Mary said, you have the property line. Let's say you had two houses on the street, and then you have the property line from the street to the rear property line. You have, and you probably forgot, but we have dealt with this down in. If you go down to say New Jersey shores.
Yeah.
It's 3 feet, 5 feet off that
Okay,
property line because the property is literally a postage stamp.
Yeah.
So they do smaller setbacks because
Okay.
otherwise you couldn't put a banana out in your backyard.
Yep.
So in your more rural places, it might be 20 feet, but you have a full acre.
Yeah.
So the safest thing to do, and this is what we always tell people, if your lot is here and your house is here, directly behind your house, nearest your house, you're not in your setbacks. It's very rare. You'd have to have the shallowest of
Yeah.
lots for
Right,
it to
yeah.
be an issue. And the setbacks are just to keep. It's not so much for your neighbors to have space as it is just to be respectful of
Right.
space in between. And it also, some of it is safety.
Right.
Some of it is how it looks. Property values all comes into play because
Yeah.
in the towns, and as annoying as it can be from time to time, if you didn't have these setback rules, you freaking know that some
absolutely.
would put a swim spa next to their mailbox.
Yeah.
So that they could go in there and pick up their mail at the same time. You know that would happen. There'd be that guy.
Mike Wright said he's seen anywhere from 5 feet to 25 feet for setbacks, which again, yes, thank you, Mike, is different from septic. Another thing to consider, if you have a septic system,
Yes.
something else to consider when you're putting in a hot tub or a swim spot into your yard. So,
Septic systems, sprinkler systems.
yep,
Well pump
Yep.
access. Yeah, you can't go on top of that stuff.
yeah.
Good point. Gas lines. Oh
Yes.
my God, Mary, you broke the seal on that. I didn't even think about it.
All right, next question. Here, do you want to switch here?
On you, kid.
Oh, no.
You lost it? Or your fingers are wet and they're not
I
cooperating?
think I might have hit trash by accident. We'll get it back. Here we go. Next one from. Where do I want to go?
You can see your cool Jeep in the background, Mary.
Oh, very cool. Donna from Texas. What is the average increase I should expect for my electricity bill when I start using my Trainer 19D
Where does she live?
in Texas?
So, Texas is going to be a gentle. You want to answer? Go ahead.
So again,
Temperature,
this-
yeah, there's a lot of
totally
variables.
Depends on where you live, what kind of climate you live in, what do you call it? Your wattage,
Your rate, your energy rate.
your energy rate.
Kilowatt rate.
So all of those things are going to come in play when you're thinking about energy uses. Like we mentioned before, MasterSpas is extremely well insulated. Your cover is insulated. The inside of your products, hot tub or swim spa, is fully insulated with open cell insulation. The bottoms are sealed. The cabinets are double walled. All of these things are going to help with efficiency.
All of last night's snow is still unmelted on top of my swim spa.
Right.
Case in point.
So typically what I tend to tell customers is you might see an average of $650 to $750 per year to keep your swim spa up and running and heated all year round. That's an average, it's an estimate.
And and it's the heat.
Right.
So
You can also use we have a calculator on our MasterSpas website. If you look up energy efficient calculator on the MasterSpas website or just Google that MasterSpas energy efficiency calculator, you can put in where you live and it'll give you an estimate.
Ed, 1 hour from spa time, I have my 2023 Corvette, my 6th.
Oh,
My man.
awesome. All right, next question. Susan from Minnesota. I purchased a swim spa years ago. We have a cover. You said cover, but I'm hoping you just mean a cover that is very hard for us to remove. Do you have any easy off covers that are not too hard to take off?
How old? How old is the cover?
Years ago, so I don't really know. I mean,
Okay.
keep in mind, covers are like tires on your car. Eventually, you're going to have to replace it. We love to see 5-6 years on a cover, but they are going to get heavy because they're protecting your swim spa. They're going to get waterlogged because, you know, they're above water, so the water is going to raise and, you know, with evaporation, things like that. So it is years, and it's been several years. You may need a new cover.
Talk about the new one, the new material. It's lighter,
Yes.
27 percent.
The new covers that MasterSpas has are, rather than that vinyl material, they're
Yep.
kind of like a sunbrella material. So they're much lighter.
27%. That's the number.
Okay, 27% lighter. And they're made, you know, obviously if it's that same material that like those umbrellas are made of, they're really made for the elements. Hydraulic cover lifters are an option to help. And then obviously, you know, if you've got unlimited funds, the Covana, which is like literally a button or like a key.
But
and it,
you know
like,
what though?
lifts
It puts
up.
shade though. You wouldn't
It
want
does,
that.
yeah. No, I
know?
wouldn't. I mean, they're
Yeah.
amazing and awesome.
They're
but,
very sexy. They're very sexy to play
yeah.
with, but it's not. Actually, we have a
Yeah.
question.
Okay.
Ed, those are out of water neck and shoulder jets. The water's actually not low. That's where they're supposed to be.
Yes.
Yep. It's not low. So if
Okay.
you look, it might be an inch low, but not that. I actually like maybe another 3/4 of an inch, but if you look at our filter, it's right in the middle.
Okay.
You know?
We have two more questions.
Go ahead.
One, Cindy from Texas. My MasterSpas is continually foaming and having grime on the side. What am I doing wrong and how do I remedy this? Foam, to me, sounds like it could possibly be some outside influence on your water. Like detergents that you're washing your swimsuit in, or lotions that you have on, or even shampoo that's getting in the water. Those things are all going to negatively affect your water.
Yep.
The grime could also be the same thing. Like if you've got lotions on, it's like oils that are getting removed from the water, and the filtration is doing its job. It's pushing it to the side, to the filter, but it's going to get caught on the water line. For that, you can use a Mr. Clean Magic Erase or a microfiber cloth. What?
Ed, I'll adjust. I have too much water. If those are underwater, you
Oh,
have
yes.
too much water, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for all of your participation, Ed. It's awesome. So
Ed,
just
Ed, I would like a picture of that 23 Corvette. I'm a Corvette guy. I have not had 6, but I've had 4. The last one, I don't have one now. I had a C7 Z06. Sorry.
that's okay. All right. So Cindy, if it's continually foaming, even if you use like a foam out, you might want to drain and put fresh water in, and maybe think about those things that we talked about a little bit.
I mean, and most importantly, just make sure that your shock and chlorine schedule are
Right.
where they're supposed to be. So
You
those
either
will have
want
the most
to
dramatic
shock
effect.
after every, non-chlorine shock a little bit after every use, or once a week with chlorine after every use, or vice versa, which we've talked about in lots of videos previously.
Hang on.
Yes.
2 things. Ed, you can set... Mary's like, oh, God, stop. You can put it in a message, just put to MasterSpas, put Ben on top, and I'll go look in there for it. I can find it. Fantastic. Or Ben Gilliam, you can just send it to me personally in a message request, and I'll gladly accept, because if we are clearly of like-minded. And then, but we have sorry, We have a question up here. So Jan said, new material as of when? I want to say 6 months, maybe a little more, but here's how you tell. Okay, Jan, if I'm assuming that you got a swim spa somewhat recently and you're wondering if you have the new one or the old one, I'm sure I've deciphered that correctly. So what you want to do is go to your cover, and if it's shiny, like vinyl shiny.
But that's not true though, because those black carbon covers weren't super shiny. And those we used for a while.
Yeah, mine's shiny.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's smooth and shiny, that's old. And when I say that, I mean the last one.
The new one is literally like a cloth,
like sailcloth.
Umbrella material.
Like sailcloth.
Yeah,
It's cloth, more cloth than vinyl. So
almost
and it's
like a
I'm
canvas.
Yeah. I'm hungry. My brain is not. I'm like, we fully started our diet down, and I have not eaten a full. So I'm like starving. Okay, sorry.
Last question is from Deborah in Connecticut, and we don't have an exact price, because what is the price of a swim spa and hot tub combined? You would want to contact your local dealer for pricing. That goes for everyone. However, just to highlight this, the dual temperature swim spa is the one that has the wall that separates the hot tub from the swim spa. It's also amazing. Because
if you've never seen one in person, wait till you see it in person. It's crazy.
Well, you can't see it from here.
Yep.
Because you're going to have 2 separate heaters, 2 separate filtration systems, although it does all need to be filled because the filtration is connected on the inside. But you can set your hot tub at 100, and you can have your swim spa much cooler if you're really planning on swimming or exercising. And it is kind of like the best of both worlds.
It really is.
So pricing you can get from your local dealer. Just you can follow the link to the local dealer, and your local dealer will get a message, and they'll reach out to you, or that they'll give you some pricing on that.
And keep in mind that when you're talking about a dual temp, that is the same thing as buying a 15-footer and a hot tub.
Right.
You are buying 2 packs, 2 sets of pumps, 2 of everything. It's not just a little bit of acrylic and wood difference working off the same mechanicals.
No, it's much
like
different.
two units. And also keep in mind that on a Trainer 19, you have on a dual temp, you have a minimum of 100 amps requirement. Okay. Jan said, my cover is a year-ish old. I have the new one on my list for the next one. Let's see. Jan, I have the old one in my house.
Oh yeah.
And I have hydraulic lifters. It's fine.
And if you're inside, that's even better.
Inside is really.
I see what she says. Need to.
I can't ever get that. Yeah. My spas
Cover
indoor, so I don't need to
against-
cover against rain.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
That
But
cover
the
should
new
last
one
nice
is
and-
very light. It's very. My mother has the new one with the hydraulic on the Therapool D. It's like negative weight.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. I mean, you can open it up with 2 fingers. It's freaking awesome. So, what else? Oh, we're late.
Yeah, I know. Lots
we
of
got?
really great questions today. Just like Ben reiterated, I will reiterate, if you're looking for a hot tub or swim spa for this spring or summer,
It's go time.
it's now.
Yep,
Now's
it's
the
absolutely
time.
go time.
Yep. And we will see everyone in 2 weeks, which is going to be the 14th of March.
Where are we going to be?
Oh, you're going to be here, and I'm going to be in Florida. Video. So we will see everybody then.
You'll
if
at least see me.
Have any questions? I'm going to be on. If we have any questions, post them. We'll get to them later. If you have any questions about installs, getting your yard ready, or about the 1590-day challenge,
Right on.
that is coming to an end in a month. One more month. So if you have any questions,
That was
let us know.
confusing today.
It was.
We
yeah.
filmed, so we're leaving, so we filmed the last one way ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about one that we've already forgotten about.
Right, yes. But you will get the link tonight for weeks 9 and 10.
Are you sure?
Yes,
You
9
didn't
and
seem
10.
sure.
I am sure now. 9 and
Okay.
10. And be ready for a challenge these 2 weeks, guys.
Yep.
Interval training
Yep.
times 2.
Yep.
All right. We'll see everybody in 2 weeks. Have a good night.
Bye.